Welcome. It's Joyce Buford, creator of Uncover Your Hidden Genius, author of Effortless Happiness, and podcast Second Wind with Joyce. Our recording today is number 9th of the 10-point series, and it says, Getting Your Priorities in Order. Yes, an important step. It makes sense when you're trying to achieve your goals to get your priorities in the right order. Now, of course, sometimes getting your priorities in order is very easy. Do you want to pay that stack of bills or pay the rent and keep a roof over your head? Or do you want to go out and buy that new smartphone? I would think that most people would decide that while heart might say, buy the new smartphone, head says, well, you've got to pay the bills first. In a way, some decisions, some priorities are better, much more than a no-brainer. They're a no-brainer, okay? Other times it can be difficult. Things might seem to be equally weighted. What should you do first? How can you tell? Well, one way that you can tell is to use Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a psychological theory proposed by Abraham Maslow in his 1943 paper, A Theory of Human Motivation, which was published in Psychology Review. Maslow subsequently extended the idea to include his observations of human innate curiosity. He did this by observing famous people like Albert Einstein and how they might make decisions and that sort of things, making decisions, those important things. He decided not to look at people who are mentally ill like a lot of people were doing in the psychology field at that time. He wanted to look at the normal, the healthy, the well-adjusted, successful people, and how they were able to make the right decisions on a consistent basis. His theories parallel many other theories of human development psychology, some of which focus on describing the stages of growth in humans. Maslow used the terms psychological safety, belongingness, and love, esteem, self-actualization, transcendence to describe the pattern that human motivations generally move through. Often this is described in a pyramid. Let's just take a look at that. Now what you have a pyramid, and at the bottom is the base of it. You have your psychological needs. These are the things that everybody needs basically to live. If you don't have these, you'll probably die. Things like air, water, food, clothing, and shelter, sex, sleep, and bodily functions, etc. Now, with the exception of sex, you need all of these to stay alive. Of course, a human being needs to procreate to keep the whole thing going. After all, if you do need all the others to actually keep your own body and soul connected, that's the basis. That's the foundation upon which everything else is built. You must have all of those benefit before you go on to get anything else. That is the primary need, the thing that you need most. Getting these should be your number one priority. The next level is the safety level. Now, when we're talking about safety, we're talking about things like personal security, financial security, health, and well-being. It means that you want to be somewhere where you're going to feel free from harm. You want to make sure that you have a well-paid job or a good source of income, either business or pension, something that you can and know that you're not going to be worrying about money at all the time. It's your health. It's perhaps having enough health insurance so that you know that if you do fall ill, you're going to be able to pay the bills. It's just general well-being things that you know that you can sleep at night without all those things on your mind. That's the second level of the bottom of the pyramid. At the third or next level is love and belonging, which he calls belongingness. These are things like friendship, sexuality, intimacy, and family. They're the things that make life worth living, the things that make life good. At the next level, we have esteem. This covers things like self-esteem, self-respect, respect of or from others, and confidence. These are the things that will actually alter your mindset, really, to make you feel good, to make you appear good to others. These are things that everybody needs to make themselves more mentally happy. Then finally, at the top of the original pyramid, you had self-actualization. That includes things like morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, acceptance of the facts. These really are things that, if it comes to it, you could probably live without. But it really is the sort of things that does make the life somewhat more harmonious and makes you more confident, more relaxed, etc. Now that was the original pyramid. That was the original things that Maslow thought about. Later on, he added another layer, which is self-transcendence, which includes things like altruism or spirituality. That's something that you will concentrate on if you had the time or if you had the resources. But it's not as important in life as some of the more basic psychological needs being met. You would then, in deciding what your priorities should be, would see the categories, the decision that you'll need to make between various things would fall into. If it's something that's more basic, it is something that's going to meet your psychological needs, then obviously that is going to take precedence over self-actualization and self-transcendental needs. These are the things that you need to think about when you have to make a decision and you're not sure. Think about what categories that decision is going to fall in. Obviously, further down the pyramid, the more important it is. When you bear these in mind, getting your priorities in order becomes easier. Thanks for listening. Till next time.